Anybody from section B? Okay, thank you. You see that, IS 456 2000?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today, I'll be discussing about, right? That means in the last class, I told you about input concrete and its use, its advantage, disadvantage, and many things I have discussed regarding construction, schedule, duty of a project manager, all these things. Just to give you an overview of the professional activity in constructing a structure, and that may be using infrastructure. Now, the most important thing is that I told you that in this semester we will try to know the design process. Design process means you have got a assignment that you have to recommend him, which has got say rectangular section, and which will be able to carry, suppose a particular load, maybe it's a 50 kilonewton per meter, say, and suppose this support to support distance, this span is suppose 6 meters. Now you have to do some calculation based on your structural mechanics knowledge, what you have already learned to some extent, and with your structural analysis, which you have also learned to some extent. And finally, you have to that yes, the width of the beam is so much, maybe you can recommend if it is coming according to calculation, the width equal to 50, depth equal to 500. And then comes the reinforcement part of it. That means how we will use the concrete beam. That there will be longitudinal bar along this span at the bottom. There will be longitudinal bar at the top along this span, and there will be some which you can say that a kind of rectangular ring, and you have to you have to recommend that what will be the diameter of those bars. That means the bottom bars, longitudinal bars, top longitudinal bars. What will be the diameter? It may be different at the bottom, it may be different at the top. That doesn't matter. Maybe the bottom bars are 16 millimeter diameter, top bar is 12 millimeter diameter. That is not a problem. But you have to do some calculation, and finally you have to say, yes, I recommend this. For bottom, I recommend this for, for top. Similarly, you have to also recommend the diameter of these stirrups, the rings. Whether it is 8 millimeter or 10 millimeter, you have to recommend it. That is also after some calculations based on structural mechanics. And also this case 456, this particular code, you have to finally say that yes, the diameter of the stirrup is 8 millimeter, and the distance between stirrups, suppose 200 millimeter center. And already, based on IS 456 and structural mechanics, we have already said width equal to depth equal to 500, and the bottom reinforcements, say 16 millimeter bars, about 3 numbers, 3 16 millimeter bars, longitudinal bars along this span, and say 2 bars along the span. So the moment you this, people will ask that isn't the concrete, because definitely that is an important parameter. You have to tell them, yes, this will be the. I'll discuss. Then they will ask you what kind of reinforcing steel bars you are recommending. Is it a mild steel, or is it a high strength deform bars? And there are different quality of high strength deform bars. Which one? Is it 8450 or is it 500? So they will ask you this question. So you have to give the specification of the material. And also, you have to mention the codes. And where in those codes, that how one can test those materials. The procedure is given. How we can test it, what should be the size, after how many days you will test, reinforcing bar, If it is a mild steel, what is the yield stress? What is the percentage of elongation? Short steel means ratio, high strength, deform bars. What is the put stress? Is it 0.2% put stress, 0.4% put stress? And all this detail, they will have to provide them this data. With this kind of information, it will go to the who will prepare a drawing for you, right? And that drawing will come to you again, and you have to check whether the draftsman has done the correct drawing or not, according to your recommendation. If it is not correct, then you have to say, do this, do that, show this dimension is missing, or many things you can say, and finally, be corrected, it will come to you, and you have to write good for construction, you have to put your sign, you have to put your whatever the seal or whatever it is, and then it will be released, and it will go to the client, and the client will ultimately give it to the contractor, because the client has actually recruited the contractor, selected the contractor. So everything from your office, it will go to the client. If any query, anything, any engineer from their side, they will discuss. After once for all everything is clear, then the client will hand over those drawings to the construction, the contractor, and the contractor will do the construction accordingly. Now the question comes: the contractor may be an engineer, may not be an engineer, but there will be always, there will be checking. You can't say that whatever the contractor is saying is 100%. This is not the question of whether the contract is good or bad or dishonest. No, that is not the question. Question is that it is to be cross-checked. Who will cross-check? It will be cross-checked by the project manager. People like you. So one set of people like you are in the office, they prepare the drawing, everything, and one set of people like you will work as a project manager. And project manager will study the entire drawing, everything. During whatever the steel is to be collected, iron is to be tested, or he has got all the rights to continue the job or discontinue the situation. He may even go to the client and say that the contract is not performing well. He may take some action, and in this way your quality will be confirmed. That means whatever is recommended in the drawing, the material property, everything is checked, and then finally project engineer can say, yes, it is all right according to drawing. So this particular structure may be handed over to client for his use. The client will use the project manager clearance. Of course, in between, some yes.
But sometimes you are not clearly audible. This is cracking.
You see this, I'm putting one more device. Is it clear now?
certain times it is clear, but every 2 minutes it is cracked.
But this is not my fault, my dear. How can I do it? Okay. So I am using another device so that you can listen to me properly. Okay. Now can you?
Okay, sir.
Now it is okay.
Yes.
Now I was discussing about the the minor things. The client will use that particular structure. That may be a shopping mall. That may be a auditorium. Many things. So at this particular stage, like in the initial stage, you took sanction from municipal corporation. Similarly, at the end also, you have to take a completion certificate. This completion certificate, use that particular structure for your purpose. Right? So, uh, some very complicated mathematics, calculus, or very structural mechanics analysis, design. These are the things very important to the engineers. But I must tell you, it is important. It is equally important that how all the activities are actually going on in the industry. Because unless you know what exactly you are aiming at, will be compatible with the client's requirement or your company's requirement. That is nothing but their activity. There is no problem, nothing. Company can depend on you. That means you know run the show. Otherwise, client may think that this particular guy is not knowledgeable or not have personality and he can't express properly, and they will call you someday and tell you you are not compatible with our company, and immediately balance payment will be made and you will be released from the company. And it is happening every day in private company. Every day in private company. So those if you have to come to class on time, let the time come, then they will understand the music. They will.
Sir?
Yes. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Your voice is
My voice is audible.
very not audible, sir.
What can I do? You tell me. What can I do? What about your friends in other class? What means other friends? Is it audible?
No, sir, it is not
Yes,
audible.
sir. Yes, sir. At present, it is audible, but from the beginning, it has cut a lot of time. Sir. It has disturbed a lot of times.
Yes, sir.
I don't know. Let me try again in some other way. It is not my examination. I can't find it internet. Is it audible? audible?
Sir, sometimes it is audible, but sometimes it is cracking. Means every 2 minutes it is cracking.
It seems like your network is down.
If my network is down, then how you are talking to
Maybe
me?
that is it.
Then why how you are connecting me? You are not an expert. Tell me what shall I do? Guys, who are you? What is your name?
Sir, my name is.
No, I don't want to. Who advised me? Is it the fault of internet from my end or your end? If you have got any specific suggestion, tell me. Otherwise, why are you disturbing people? I'm trying to see whether I can hear them. Uh, can you hear me? Or section
Yes,
B?
sir.
Yes, sir, it is
Then
audible.
after that, if you can't hear me, how solve the problem? You tell me. You just tell me, you advise me that way. Understand. You have also attended my class in last year. It happens because in 5 years may not be that good always. It depends on many things. That is what we all have. And that is why the slides also give you the recorded lecture. What else you what else I can you advise me at this moment I can stop teaching. You advise me how can I ensure that everybody can listen in a most you tell if you advise me I'll do it. Otherwise whatever you are getting now that is to be accepted from my end and your end from both sides and you have to listen to the recorded lecture. Do you have any other suggestion? I am asking to do two students who raised this problem. I am asking for advice. If you don't have
Sir,
any,
we are trying to hear. It's okay.
see, if you don't have any advice, then unnecessarily, I was discussing about something seriously, and suddenly you start talking, then another person will start talking.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
You are attending online classes for a long time, not my side. Every teacher is taking. You know nothing. Now everything is fine. After 2 weeks, maybe problem. What can I do? I can't fight with internet.
Yes, sir.
Try to understand. You are quite mature.
Okay, sir. We are now trying to listen. Afterwards, if you just with the recorded lecture, then we can listen from the.
Why are you asking the same question to me again? You attend my class in previous year? In second
Yes,
year?
sir.
Have you got the recorded lecture? Then why are you raising this question?
Sorry.
Talking too much. Now you see that the main problem is with the civil engineers that most of the civil engineers, they don't understand their activity. This is them. And why I am telling you now, because this is the the first class or second class on RCC, and you have to live with this RCC, reinforced concrete design or reinforced concrete, maybe for the whole life, like me. That may be in the form of that may be in the form of research. That may be in the form of construction. Isn't it? But most of the students, they never ask their teacher, what I do with this? I'm learning this subject. Where is the application? Whether I'll be a construction engineer or a design engineer or researcher, and how it is possible, how I will be successful, how I will be able to solve a very, reputed multinational, able to earn a lot, how I will be a very good researcher, or I will be a good professor, or I want to be a good consultant. Never. We don't ask. Why? What is the problem with you? You are sufficiently matured. Whatever physics, chemistry you know, I also know the same thing. Problem is with you that you are still think that you are a child. You are there will be no umbrella. You have to fight with the industry. You have to take profession. So you must know it. Most of the students, after graduation, they tell me that they are getting a job even for 10%. This is a same class. Same what's happening. And for me, because of the attitude that I can't change, but I found that those who are indisciplined, those who are not attending classes regularly, those who are dealing with problems regularly, those who don't want to understand the profession properly. And now I was studying about the project requirement and the final completion certificate and all this thing. So you see, this kind of thing, this discussion, it is, very much applicable for your construction of a small building and also for a skyscraper in Dubai or US. Why? Because maybe in a small building, you are using steel of low strength. But maybe in a skyscraper, you are using very high quality concrete, means high strength concrete, or very good quality of steel, having high strength. But there comes the question. Here comes the question. Ask yourself, Why people are using high strength concrete and high quality ductile steel in those construction of skyscrapers? Was not required for small building. If you want to get a life of 100 years, 200 years, for a particular structure, he says, yes, how, what should be quality of the material, such to be done properly. These are not the, child's play. Anybody can just do it. Anybody can say anything. No, it's not that. One thing you must remember, that a construction engineer is earning $20,000 per month abroad, 5,000 to 20,000. And in our country, the highest people are not even getting per month. So there is a difference. There is a difference. One is the company, because many companies, they can't give you so much of high salary. Another is the company can give you very high amount of money, but the standard of work or the quality of work you have to ensure, or the understanding about engineering is totally different. Now you can ask me, that's how can you tell you all these things? Because you are a professor in the other two universities. I told you several times, I am with the industry, since, maybe the last 38, 40 years. That is my experience. I work as a consultant, different projects. Second part of it, of my life, I served as a country of a particular multinational company in a particular division abroad. I took leave from the university and joined there. So I know how the multinational companies are running. And when I recruited my students in that company, it is not that they got it because of my presence there. It is partly maybe, I was interested on them, but they proved themselves as a good. In this situation, I could not select them. I have to select. The one is sometimes English, Spanish, many from different countries. At that time, performance was much better. So don't think that I'm telling you from here. It's my habit to tell you something. No. I don't use any word which is useful for you in the profession. And so that's why I tell you, you must know the reality. Otherwise, you'll be get frustrated, and later on you have to fight a lot if you're not settled initially. And then you will remember me someday, but that will be too late. I'm not interested in giving advice to those students, those who are not listening now. So that's why I tell you that Just in short, I told you about how it works. Means in a small project. In big project, many things are. I told you construction management, that itself is a very good subject. So whatever it is, when we will be designing, suppose that particular beam, you are not designing only one beam. You are designing only one column or one foundation. There are many hundreds of foundations, some beam, slab in a particular structure, in a particular building. And these structures are three-dimensional. It's not only a two-dimensional simple supported beam. Three-dimensional. And naturally, whatever you have learned, starting from WL square by 8, simple supported beam with you take on the entire span. And when you will be dealing with 3D structures, then it is not possible for you to do it by hand. You have to use software. Either Statro, SAP, Abacus, ETABS, many, there are many software. There is a million software. Now, that is a different of our course. You will be learning in fourth year. STAD and all these things. So, let us consider that to know how to handle those softwares. Now, those softwares give you what? It will give you bending moment, shear force, axial force, if there is torsional moment, torsion, all these things they'll give you. That means the software or the structure analysis to that, you will be ultimately able to get the load effects. Due to the load, sir, bending moment, shear force, torsional moment, axial force, maybe compressive, maybe tensile. All these things you will get it if you do the analysis. Even if you are not that good in structural means in analysis, software, we will get it. Maybe that is not good because without doing anything by software you are getting something. Then you will not be able to understand that you are getting garbage. So that is why you have to understand that after getting the bending moment, shear force, axial force, all these things, after doing the structural analysis, then how to decide the sectional dimension. You will take inside it, stirrups, and the spacing of those stirrups, diameter of the stirrups, diameter of the longitudinal bars, and the detailing. That means when you are putting the reinforcement, how much it will go inside the column, how the column reinforcement will be placed, and later on you have to understand the construction procedure. How best you can produce the quality concrete, how you can place it, how you can compact it. So that is another part. Now for every means how you will design it and everything. Obviously, for the designing, structural mechanics is the base. But it is not that all the engineers they have got very sound knowledge. Not at all. That you can understand right from now. And that is why you know that normally in the third year, fourth year level, the IS 456 is the code for reinforced concrete. When you be designing reinforced concrete, or you know you have to without reinforcement, then this code, this particular code, IS 456, that is to be followed. Which is not recommended in the code, that is to be discussed, that is to be, ultimately solved, and you have to find the appropriate solution. But most of the things not recommended in the code. Process. In this way, I told you of several activities in design and construction. For every there is Indian standard code. That is Indian standard code. Or if you don't get it in Indian standard, institution from, then you can get it from, USA, whatever they published, ACI code, ASTM code. You can even go for British code. You can go for German steam code, national code. There are many things. Okay. Now this is one way of looking at the profession. That what are the codes, why is that, and without what is the problem? If something is not given the code, don't tackle. So all these issues will, come. Now, for example, in this particular, you see, there are many things given here. Those who are aiming at, reaching at the highest level, I argue that Jalupur University Civil Engineering Department is famous for that. That every year they are producing students, those who are reaching to the globally. Globally, the same SNG is taking RCC. And some are not getting a job of 10,000. Same SNG. So that is why you have to understand why is the difference. Why this is happening. This is not just, just now I said attending classes. Indiscipline, the highest level. The first step, he should correct himself. Not for me, not at all for me. Him or her. You see, this scope. Nobody studies, nobody goes through this page. Scope. Nobody really goes for this terminology, symbol. And also the reference is important. Why? Because the code is based on several references. Many other books, maybe some other codes, maybe some good research papers. So reference is also important. Why? Then you will be able to understand. You will get some idea. Now you see, if I ask you that what exactly you want to do, your answer is, sir, I want to do very good things. Now, what very good? I want to be a very good professor, very good consultant. I want to earn good amount of money. Then I'll ask you that, do you know about profession? Do you know how to get this money? How to get this respect? Do you know it? Then you will say, yes, sir, I have studied, I should fast. Then if I ask, can you tell me about the scope of IS 456? Then you may, one or two sentences you may say, after that you stop. If I ask you that what is the basis of this IS 456? Basis is important. If I ask you that IS 456 also there in 1964, also there in 1978, and also it is in 2021. Do you have any idea what are the changes took place? So you will say no, because you don't really have time to read one page. That is good. If you will not be able to understand, you are very spirit. You want to do many things, but you don't know that where you have to reach, how to reach. Nobody will spare you. When I was there, when I offered somebody $5,000, like the graduate like you, at the age of 22, he is very happy. $5,000 is very good, plus accommodation, this, that. At the moment, I am unhappy, he immediately understands that he may be in the company for 1 month only. And immediately he changes himself accordingly, makes himself compared to the company. And many people are getting this opportunity, but they can't continue. This is abroad, globally. So, why am I getting 10,000? The answer is there. Because you may get that also. But you will never try for that. You never prepare yourself for that. This is the problem. You always justice, semester, this, that. But you never think that, I want to get it, but how to get it? How my professor got it? I ever asked. So this is the problem. Ask yourself. Whenever this code is with you, go through it. Next is the material workmanship inspection testing. See, I told you these 4 things which are very important as a project manager who will be in charge of the construction. The construction is not a 2-story building. Maybe South City or maybe 20 South City buildings like that in a complex. And you are the topmost man there. Got my point? The company which I served for some time, that company used to construct highways, big buildings, bridges, like that. If I just give you an idea about the activity, then you will be able to understand their, you can case their turnover. We were involved in around 200 kilometers, 6-lane highways with around 80 bridges. We were involved in housing project on top of hills and hillocks. And the total number of villas, in there say villas, is around 5,000. We never used to purchase stone chips, sand, cement from anybody. We used to purchase the hills, and our experts used to blast those stones, and then those stones are crushed in the crusher network, in the site itself. And different sizes of aggregate, the stand, dust, are, we are getting out of that stone. And then, depending on the quality, we are using for different types of activity, construction. So you just think that this is just, I told you about the small thing. There are many administrative part of it. There are many contractual part of it. There are many, release of payment from government, that is also to be managed. There are many things are there. You have to attend maybe many meetings abroad or many, board committees. And whatever you ask you to do, you have to do it. So just think about myself. I was working at a level where I have to answer to my chairman, not anybody else. I have to answer to my chairman. If there is any problem, immediately I have to answer. So if you can serve that way, or in another way, or the way, my project engineers, I told you, many of them are my students some time back. They served it. They're still there. Now that is not 5,000. Now they're drawing much more than that. So that is why I'm telling you that one should be mature. Just few minutes back, I don't know who was telling some girl that she can't listen. Okay, it's a problem. It's a problem that you know. But it is not a problem of a particular person. Anyway, that is a very small thing. That is not at all issue. The main thing is that you have to understand what exactly you have to deliver. And that if you don't do it from now, then probably you will miss the bus. Probably. And this, what I am saying, you just wait for 10 years. After 10 years, then you'll be able to understand. And how many of you really settled at the highest level, middle level, or somebody is still studying? So, you see the material, I told you cement, sand, stone chip, admixture, reinforcement, how to store it. All these things are important. Why? Because ultimately the quality. The workmanship, the casting, curing, all these things are extremely important. Then inspection, if there is any problem after casting and all, many things can happen. Then you should have a regular inspection. You should test the material at a regular period of time. Now these are the things it is not child's play. If anything happens wrong, when something is wrong, and if you are responsible, first of all, they will kick you out. just kick you. They are very dangerous people. Private company is very dangerous. They know only your knowledge and how much you are serving. They don't know anything. They may give you a high salary, but they don't know anything. And when you will be there, you will be at the top. SNG was there for some time, but he is basically professor. He has got a soft mind, but they don't have. So that is why, these are the core, areas where something is given in the, not in detail, not in detail. At least if you go through, you'll be able to understand what exactly it is, what they have referred. Some, 1 or 2 lines, you will be able to get the philosophy out of it. Now, after that, the concrete, the grade of concrete, properties of concrete. I'll come to you. I'll discuss what is grade of concrete, what kind of property we expect. Now, you try to understand that you have designed 100% correct. You have used rigorous analysis. You have used very good software, and also you have prepared the drawing to the best possible way. But if the construction is wrong, if the construction people cannot ensure the grade of concrete or properties of concrete which you expected or you have recommended, then what will happen? Ultimately, whole thing will go to the drain. Just think about it. When I work as a consultant for somebody, I never compromise. I always, after designing, I go there, I check it. And when I write it, all complain, whatever it is, just to ensure that my design is properly implemented. Otherwise, why? If you one day read in the newspaper that you have designed a 20-story building, it has collapsed. It will be very sad. They will not tell you anything because you are put with your friend, project manager behind the bar. It happened. Even after retirement, the police took him. That's after one bridge collapse, the person retired. Even then, the police taken him to the jail, and he stayed there for some time. Now, the time comes that you have to understand the profession. Yesterday, Dipankar was telling many things about profession. I'm sure any student may say, "Sir, today is our farewell function," and like that. And that's why I have not uttered anything about concrete or steel or like that, because I'll do it here. But whatever discussion made, if somebody has listened to it properly, he has got a lot of information. I'm saying you now, lots of information. And if you really understand it and act accordingly, you will be 100% natural. That's my point. So this property of concrete is very important. You see, when we used to construct bridges, and this Nigeria was very disturbed area. Any moment anybody can kidnap anybody. What we used to do, we used to make the foundation at site, and in our yard we used to, cast the uh, bridge girders, maybe 40 meter span, very high depth and all. We used to cast it within the year with full protection, no yellow. And after your, some kind of very good certificate from the quality department, then we allow those girders to launch in the site. That means what they do, they use that garden. We had a lot of trailers, trains, this, that, and then ultimately at site with different procedures, we are just placing the garden on the pier. There are many procedures on there, elephant paint, and many procedures. So we used to do that. But that will not take one day. Suppose 3 gardens. Within a day, we just place it. The risk is reduced. During that period, the entire area, it was surrounded by the security. At least 50, 60 security people with AK-47. When I used to go to the site, at least there are 26 with all those things. 2 cars front, back. So there's a huge amount of security. So, you see, why we did it like this? Because we want to put any worker. Kidnappers can do anything. They may even kill people. And also we ensure the quality. Because the garder is totally under quality control team. They are, and their salary is very high. Very high. 5,000 to 8,000. Just a quality man. That may not be a graduate engineer. So that you have seen some building construction in Kolkata in some place, and you think that that is the activity of civil engineers. No, not at all. You have not seen the world of civil engineering. Okay. Now, this workability. Why workability is important? Do you know why workability is important? Workability means the flow of concrete. That is, when you are pressing the concrete, then it is pressed, then it is compacted, and after that, the concrete is cured with curing of water, whatever it is, and you finally get the design you want. Now, if your workability is bad, if it is not flowing, if you can't complete properly, then you won't get strength. Your purpose is lost. This is one challenge. So that means whatever the workability, whatever the strength, whatever things is required, and whatever the material you are receiving at site, with that, you have to produce that. And you are responsible for that. And what you do, you go to site at 10 o'clock. I'm not saying you means many other people, those who are in this site. Go to the site at 10 o'clock. After 11 o'clock, or take a cup of coffee, a tea, and then at 11, they go home. Contractor is doing whatever they like. Do you think that they should be getting more than 10,000, even not 10,000? Do you think that the company will recruit for $5,000? This kind of people? You just don't know. This project engineer, this site engineer, they are working very hard, and that's why they are given good salary, because they should enjoy after coming back from site. So you see, you have not seen the profession. You are good students, bright students, well-behaved students, everything good, but you are not at all. You don't know many things about the profession, and that's why you are not sure what exactly you want to do. You see, when I am talking to the students, means some mature students, when they are very close to me. Now it's not possible, but when it was online, I used to sit in my room, they used to come, I used to discuss hours and hours. There they used to ask me these questions. And I used to discuss with them. And ultimately, those students I found, they got very high position in the industry. Those are, also to be a good researcher, a teacher. They also got high position there. But now the problem is that now everything online. We can't meet you. We can't exchange your idea one-to-one or in a group. But still I'm trying. Still I'm trying my best. I would not have discussed all these things. But I think the equations are important, design is important, that will not take much time. But you must know the profession. Most of them, they don't know. Now, for example, a building like South City. Can you carry the concrete on head? Is it possible? No. Then what they did? They went for pumped concrete. Like you are pumping water, they are pumping concrete. You all are very bright, very good in physics. I am just pressing a problem to you that you are dealing with sand, stone chip, cement, water, admixtures, chemical admixtures, many things of different density. So it's not a single phase flow, multi-phase flow. There are many particles are there of different sizes. They are flowing together. Those who are very good in physics got latest marks. Think about it. Your responsibility is to take the whole thing together at a level of say 50 meters, 60 meters, or more than that. How can you do it? The level of cohesiveness at the ground level, when you are receiving concrete from a concrete plant, RMC, the same quality of concrete you have to send it at that level, 50 meters on the ground level. Same quality, same cohesiveness, same flow property. And at the top, the concrete will just, come like water, and it will be distributed throughout the, beam, slab, and everything. And the concrete will be such that no compaction is required. It is self-compacted. There will be 100% compaction, no void inside, almost, due to its self-weight. This is known as self-compacting concrete. They ask you to do that. Do you think that it is very easy? As you got later in physics, you will do it? No. You must have a very good practical knowledge. very good background of physics, who must have very good idea about these chemicals and all these things in the market, supplementary material available in the market. And you must know the rheological property of this concrete. So these are the things. So if you have the sufficient knowledge on that, who will give you trouble? Nobody can give you any trouble. Because you can give the solution. You know it. But if you don't know it, then you are just an ordinary person. Now, if your workability, compaction, everything is good, then you can expect a durable stone, durable concrete. That means the aggressive environment from, aggressive agents from environment will not be able to penetrate in the concrete and disturb the interface between the particles. Particles. Because when you are making concrete, your stone chips, sand, cement, many things are there. But ultimately, the particles are binded together, and particle to particle interface is there. And the particle to particle interface, if you go through the microstructure of that interface, it is in the nano level. It is in nano level. It's part of nanotechnology. Now, when you are applying load, you will never find that stone chip is crushed. Because stone chip has got very high strength. You will never find sand crushed. No, you will only find that the interface between the particles, that failed. That failed, and the whole specimen failed, and that particular load you are considering failure load. So at the failure load, the interface is failing, not the particles are individually crushing or failing. You have to understand this. So if somebody wants to do some research or any good contribution, then he should work on interface, which is nothing but nanotechnology. And this is the kind of thing which many civil engineers they don't understand. They understand that a civil engineer is standing at on a road at hot summer with a hat. They don't understand nanotechnology. They never heard of it. One of my students, he did his PhD from your US and now became associate professor in University of Wisconsin, Paromita. Paromita worked on this interface, and we had a lot of information about microstructure by using optical devices. So you see, if somebody is saying that civil engineers that in the road in hot summer with a hat, then he is trying to demoralize our students. Our students may go and serve like that. It is their choice. Our student may serve like Paromita, or our students may serve like Dipankar Chaudhary, who is now head of the Department of Civil Engineering at IIT Bombay. It is their choice. Now the question is that whether he will be able to reach there or not, that is to some extent our responsibility. We should be able to motivate you. We should be able to give you proper information. That we are always trying. not only now, after you graduate. So think about it. Think about it. What your, serious, what they're doing now, how they have reached that level. I can tell you tons of students like that from this civil engineering department. So, without knowing, if you comment on the Department of Civil Engineering, I'm really sorry. I'm really honored. I may not be here in the department for a long time, but I know my students. I know their talent, and you are also like, you are also like, you are no less than that. Now you see the interface between the particles are disturbed. Who is disturbing? If you place in the sea water, there will be chlorine in this. If you put your foundation in a soil environment where sulfate is there, they may disturb. If you put the concrete in acid environment, then the acid will disturb the interface. So you have to understand this. So if you really understand what is happening under acid, alkali, this, but I am not saying you have to do it now. Only you should know what you are doing. Otherwise, you will not be able to decide what exactly you will be doing. And then that from higher level pump concrete. What should be done, how it should be done. So, and then the production of concrete, just as I said, by pumping, or batching plant, or mixing, like many things are there. Only thing I'm telling you, just like you go through storybook, go through this chapter once. Go through this chapter once. Give a concentrated effort, not casual. Then you will be more mature. You can understand our language much better. Even I know, even if I'm telling you since they will never do it. What can I do? Fight with internet, I can fight with them. Now see, the concrete is special environment. Something is written. Let's go to it. So this first section, that is just for the idea about the concrete inspection, testing, just an outline, not exactly in detail. For that you have to read more. There are many, and this is the part, right? This is the portion, aim of design, this, that, and all. That, already I told you to some extent. If you go through it, you will be able to understand it, right? So what are the loads coming on the task? That may be load, snow load, earthquake load, and the concrete machine. There may be, the concrete under sustained loading, creep. So many things are there. So if you just go through it, you will have some idea. Because why? Because you will find that we are calculating deflection due to creep. Deflection due to shrinkage. Just maybe next day. Now, what is creep? What is shrinkage? At least if you don't have an idea, I may tell you something, but if you go through it, then you will be having some idea and you'll be able to appreciate my discussion better. Okay? Because I personally believe that whatever I say, Yes, that is, I am trying to my best. I am repeating several times just to make you understand what exactly you should do. But unless you read it, you have to, your individual effort, nothing will happen. Probably that is more than 75%. And in most of the situation, so they get first class, second class and do something. And in many situations, large number of students, they are doing it. Individual effort. And they become successful. This fire is since they will wrote something. And then when you will be analyzing some so these are the things when I will be doing it, I will explain in detail. Then about beams, how to design beams, control of deflection, all these things. These are nothing, you will be able to understand. And then solid slab, then compression members, means columns and all. Then the detail of reinforcement, how to do it. Then another handbook, SP34. What is expansion joint? Those things are important. Now these are the things, it will not be covered in third year, maybe in fourth year. These are the things in fourth year. Right? Staircase it will be covered in. Then footing, the annual footing, that will be covered here. Now, whatever we cover, that may be based on elastic concept or that may be on limit state concept. Now, these are the things will be discussed in detail. But at least from the name itself, you can understand that elastic concept means that we should be able to design the structure in a particular way so that structure behaves elastically. More or less elastically. Because concrete is not at all elastic. But we can design it in such a way, providing reinforcement, etc. More or less. And that's the requirement for reinforced concrete. Why? When I'll be covering this, then you'll be able to understand. Because in bridges, continuous loading and uploading. Car is coming. When it's loading and stress is developed, when it is how the load is released, stress is released, and again the car is coming, same thing is happening. So you see, this development of stress and release of stress, that is causing fatigue, which is a regular affair in bridges. And if there is a fatigue, this kind of thing happening, then it loses strength over a period of time. It is not that good in the fatigue. Concrete is not that good in this kind of situation. But if you design it more or less elastic, behavior is more or less elastic, then it will be able to manage for 200 years, at least for the lifetime. So that elastic concept is definitely useful in machine foundations. Whereas this and release just throughout the day. Yes. But this kind of success. But for other kinds of success, suppose building, due to wind load, there is some stress, again release. That is not like this. The level of fatigue is that kind of repeated loading and release of stress is not like that. Here, we should try to use the strength of the material to the maximum extent. Of course, there will be some factor of safety because you are not sure what is happening at construction. When you are trying to utilize the maximum strength of concrete, that means you are crossing elasticity. You are not crossing. So you are entering in the elastoplastic region. Definitely the analysis and all these things will be different. And this kind of method is termed in the code as limit state methods. Why it is called limit state methods? What are the limiting states? That will be discussed in detail. Okay. So, I'm speaking. These are the different aspects in limit design or plastic concrete, whatever it is. That will be in bending, in friction in bending, or under compression, all this under torsion, under the combined condition, and under the serviceable limit means deflection. Deflection should not be very high. Under cracking, that means the crack width should not be very high within the permissible limit. So all these things you have to know how you will manage, how you will be able to get the deflection, how you will get the crack width. All these things you should know. And also, the allowable stresses, permissible stresses, all these things are given in this. Because if your grade of concrete is low, the permissible is suppose given. You can't cross that limit. So all these given. What is the permissible stress in concrete, reinforcement, like that. Okay, we will discuss that. Then the permissible load in compression means so all those things are given. Then the member is under axial load, like that. So how do you manage design against those situations? How do you design against shear force? How do you design against torsion? Short-term, depression, pain. So many things are there. How do you do this slab? Analyze the slab. So there are many things in the appendix. The appendix, and these appendixes are referred to in the original part of it. Means when we will be discussing all these things, all these sections. In many situations, you will find that they will refer appendix or annex. There are annex A, B, C, D, like that. There are annexes of there. Okay. Even the persons who actually develop this book, you will get their name also. You will get their name also, committee completion. So what I mean to say that today I could have started that design equations and this. I can do it, but without knowing the code, what is the use of code, what is your responsibility, without knowing anything, is to communicate and give you the understanding of design. That is fun, but your purpose will not be served. So I have shown you the path. I have shown you the path where you should be very careful and start learning from now. Not only in one equation or two equations and get plus mark or some marks. No, that will not serve you. That will never help you. That will never help you. When somebody came to me once and me, 8,000, and they are asking me to bring tea for us. And they said that we are good. We are giving you a site. Yes, you have got a B degree and we have got a rule that somebody should be there at site having B degree and you are here. You know, when he told me, I cried. I just cried. So this is happening in a teacher's life. You don't understand. You think teachers are very bad people. No. Sometimes we cry. So I hear that you have understood to some extent, the activity in nutshell. Because I can't spend more time on this here on this subject because that the number of periods, number of weeks given to me is it is not at all sufficient. Okay. So what I have to do? I have to take extra classes. That I will take on Saturday. Do you have class on Saturday? Nobody is responding. What is the problem?
Sir, we actually have the survey field work from 10 to 1 a.m.
Well, just let me close this. I don't know how can I close it. This is somewhere recording is stopped. Yes, tell me. What is your what exactly you want to say?
Hello, sir.